In a world dominated by noise, urgency, and the illusion of control, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. We wake each day consumed by personal worries, caught in the endless chase for success, validation, or certainty. Yet, the Stoics, some of the wisest thinkers in human history, offered a radically different perspective, one rooted not in escape, but in alignment with nature itself. To the Stoic mind, the path to peace and purpose lies in remembering our true place, not as rulers of the universe, but as integral parts of it. Through the practice of contemplating the vast rational order of the cosmos, what they called universal nature, we can gain clarity, cultivate humility, and transform adversity into wisdom. This meditation invites you to step back from the chaos of daily life and see yourself as the Stoics saw themselves, a single, fleeting part of an infinite whole. By understanding the rhythm of nature and our role within it, we begin to live not in resistance, but in harmony with ourselves, with others, and with the universe. Now, let's get it. To walk in alignment with nature is the Stoic ideal. But nature, to the Stoic, is not merely the trees and rivers, the changing seasons, or the rhythm of the sun and stars. Nature is the whole, an ordered, rational, and interwoven unity of all things. We are part of it, not separate, and to understand our place in this vast, majestic cosmos is to cultivate the humility and clarity necessary to live wisely. Yet, how often do we forget this truth? We confine ourselves to narrow concerns, dominated by trivial worries, fleeting pleasures, petty ambitions. We inflate our egos with imagined importance, lose ourselves in the dramas of our personal lives, and rage at inconveniences as if the universe had wronged us. We act, in short, as though we are the center of the world, but we are not the center. We are a speck, a temporary configuration of matter and spirit, born of forces we did not choose, sustained by breath we cannot hold on to, and moving toward a death we cannot avoid. To meditate on universal nature is to see clearly. We are finite beings in an infinite whole, small parts of an eternal order. And that, paradoxically, is a liberating realization. Imagine yourself lifted above the earth. Rise above your room, your street, your city. See it shrink beneath you. Keep rising. Watch the continents come into view, the oceans glimmering under the sunlight. Higher still, the earth itself becomes a sphere hanging in the darkness. Now go further. The moon, Mars, the orbit of Saturn, until the solar system itself is a dot in the Milky Way, one among billions of galaxies. Where are your troubles now? This view from above is not escapism, it is clarity. Marcus Aurelius practiced this regularly. In Meditations, he wrote, "You can rid yourself of many useless things among those that disturb you, for they lie entirely in your imagination." The view from above reveals how much of what torments us is illusion. Deadlines, offenses, failures, victories, they vanish when we scale our perspective to the cosmos. And what remains? The present moment, duty, virtue. To see yourself as part of nature is to see that you are not the author of the world, but a character in its story. You cannot rewrite the whole plot, but you can play your part with excellence. The Stoics were clear. Everything in nature is interdependent. The acorn needs the soil needs the rain needs the clouds. The bee depends on the flower on the bee. The heart depends on the lungs on the air. And so, do we depend on others? Family, community, society, these are not optional add-ons, but part of what it means to be human. What injures the hive injures the bee, wrote Marcus Aurelius. To harm others is to harm yourself, for we are all threads in the same cosmic fabric. This awareness breeds humility. The successes you claim as your own are rarely yours alone. Every thought you think was shaped by language you did not invent, taught by minds you never met, nurtured by a body fed, clothed, and protected by countless unseen hands. To meditate on universal nature is to remember this vast network of cause and effect. It is to see that everything is as it must be, your birth, your burdens, your station in life. You are not owed any other life than the one you are living. The only question the Stoic asks is, what will I make of it? The universe is in constant motion. All things flow. The seasons turn. The stars shift. Mountains erode. Rivers change course. Civilizations rise and fall. So too, with our lives. Why then are we so surprised by change? We cling to people, possessions, identities as if they were fixed. But nature teaches otherwise. You are not the same person you were last year, nor will you be the same next year. Cells die and regenerate. Thoughts evolve. Desires shift. Even the very atoms in your body are not constant. To meditate on the universal nature is to embrace this flux, not to resist it, but to work in harmony with it. Epictetus said, "Don't seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happen the way it happens. Then you will be happy." This is not passive resignation. It is alignment. It is serenity rooted in the understanding that nothing is truly lost, only transformed. Your grief, your pain, your joy, they too are natural phenomena. Accept them. Observe them. Let them pass as all things do. Perhaps no meditation is more central to Stoic philosophy than memento mori. Remember you must die, not as a morbid obsession, but as a practice in perspective. Death is not an interruption of life. It is part of it. It is nature's way. Leaves fall. Stars burn out. Empires crumble. And so shall we. To reflect on death is to awaken to life. When you understand that your days are numbered, you begin to number them wisely. You waste less time. You hold fewer grudges. You forgive more. You love better. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He saw each moment as a gift, one that could vanish at any time. To see yourself as part of universal nature is to understand that death is no injustice. It is simply the return of your body to the earth, your breath to the air, your spirit to the cosmos. There is a profound humility in recognizing your smallness. But Stoicism does not leave you powerless. On the contrary, it makes clear that you have one great power, the governance of your own soul. You cannot change the motion of the planets or the judgments of other people, but you can change how you respond. You can choose courage over fear, kindness over cruelty, reason over impulse. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Marcus urges, be one. The cosmos is vast beyond comprehension, but that is no excuse for apathy or despair. It is a call to live nobly, to rise to the occasion of your existence, to leave the world just a little better than you found it. When overwhelmed, return to the present. When lost, return to nature. Ask, what is the task before me now? What virtue is called for in this moment? What can I do here and now that aligns with reason and goodness? You need not have all the answers. The river does not question where it flows. The tree does not resist the wind. Likewise, you must live with trust in the unfolding of things, guided by your inner daimon, your rational soul. The Stoics taught that the logos, the divine reason, permeates all of nature. It is the order behind the apparent chaos, and though you may not always understand its workings, you can always choose to act in accordance with it. Let your actions be harmonious with the greater whole. Let your life be a hymn of gratitude for the chance to be a part of this universe, however briefly. To meditate on universal nature is to awaken. It is to strip away illusion and stand humbly before the mystery of existence. It is to see that you are neither the master nor the victim of life, but a participant in its sacred rhythm. Do not ask why the universe has burdened you. Ask how you can serve the universe through your burdens. Do not rage at the stars for their indifference. Recognize that they shine not in malice, but in majesty. You are a moment in eternity, but within that moment, you can live with integrity, wisdom, and courage. That is your task. That is your freedom. That is the path of the Stoic. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by life, pause. Look to the sky. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Breathe in the air that has traveled through countless lungs. Remember who you are, a part of the whole. a child of the cosmos. And then go to your work calmly and with strength.